Hello, my name is Andrew Bastian. I'm the owner and chief instructor of Pikes Peak Tactical. Today's video, we're going to be covering how to lap scope rings. This is part of a course for Sonoran Desert Institute, FTT 221, Sights, Optics, and Accuracy with Professor Kent Hauer. Let's get started. So today we're going to be working on a actual rifle. For intents purposes, you can see that there's no magazine loaded, and I have actually removed the bolt and the charging handle. So there's no live ammunition in here. I'll physically check the chamber to inspect and make sure that it is empty. Nothing in there, right? So with that being said, I can go ahead and close this. Secure our pin. Go ahead and close that. All right. Okay, so today we're going to be working with the set of Vortex Hunter Rifle scope rings, the high mounts. They look like this. Okay, each one requires 2 screws, one on either side. To be torqued down to 15 inches. And we're going to be mounting, again for intents purposes, this West Hunter LPVO that was provided by SDI. We're going to change this out to a Vortex probably later. But for today this will do, and this fits our purposes. So, to begin, we need to, 1, determine how big our optic is and what our range is of motion, right? So, likely I'm going to probably put a scope ring back here at the far end to account for any of our lateral movement this way to adjust. I'll probably put it right there. Okay, so then what I'll do here is to give it a little bit of wiggle room forward or back. I'll probably mount about right there. Okay, so if that's our tentative mounting position, then I'm going to make a note. Where is my chalk pen? I'm going to note that they are in the T11 and T3 positions respectively. You can tell that by the numbering on there. Or sorry, T2. No, that's T3, sorry. Okay, so T11 and T3. We're going to keep the front in the front and back in back. And then what we're going to do is, I use some degreaser. I'm actually going to wipe that down really good. Now we're going to take it and put them back on. Our chosen spots. Okay, so the important thing, we read our instructions. It says that the base screws have to be tightened to 25 to 30 inch-pounds. So to do that, I'm going to use my Wheeler digital torque screwdriver. Turn it on. I'm going to set it to 30 or 25 to 30. So we'll say 28 to be safe, right? Split the difference. How about 27.5. 27.5. So it's set. Now what we're do is we're going to tighten this down. I'm going to watch my meter on the end. And the digital meter is actually going to count up, and it's going to tell me when I'm getting close to that. Those beeps tell me we're getting close. Oh. I'm trying to read this and work on a vice mounted gun at the same time is kind of a pain. So we're at 25. There you go. So 25, 26. Same thing we're going to get to here. There we go. Okay. So we know that those scope rings aren't going anywhere. So now what we're going to do is we need to remove these tops. Before I do anything, I'm going to draw an arrow that shows the direction these are facing. I'm going to label 1 and 2 to show the order. Okay? That way I know exactly what their alignment is before anything. Then These are just loose enough to insert this. Okay. I'm not going to torque these down, I'm just going to tighten them enough to where these aren't going to touch. The idea being that these points should meet at the same point. So, that's one reason I like Vortex. They usually do a really high quality product. These are already in alignment. However, for intents purposes, we're going to lap these anyway. So, we're going to loosen back up. Pull them out. Actually, and pull these screws all the way out. I'll usually lift the ring so I can keep track of which one goes where. On which side. It's just for consistency. Alright, so as we lift it, you can already kind of tell underneath both of these that looks like there's some kind of lubrication under it. So again, take my degreaser. I'm going to wipe down the surfaces on these really well. We don't want any kind of oils or any kind of other residue sitting on there. I'm not worried about this receiver. This is a work gun that I've used in the field for years, so we'll be alright. Okay, so now that everything's been degreased, I'm going to take my number 1 ring, number 2 ring that faces that way. So it's a little faded. That's the direction it's facing. This one's still pretty clear. That's the direction it's facing. All right. Be clear. Okay. We're using some of our 220 grit lapping compound. Putting a little bit on my finger. We'll fill the inside of that top ring. We'll fill the inside of this bottom ring. Okay. Careful not to get it anywhere you don't want it. This is an abrasive, like an abrasive solution type putty. So you want to be careful and not get it all over your crap that you don't want to mar or ruin the finish on it. Okay. So top one another. So those where those belong. Wipe that crap off my fingers. Replace my screws. Now we're going to take our lapping bar, okay? Again with these nice and loose still. Go through one, into the other. Take our handle. So with that in place, I'm going to tighten these down a bit. So we're going to set to 15 inch-pounds. Okay. So we lap. Alright. Probably about good. See how it slides now? So what that compound's doing is actually removing material in there. Okay. So we're doing this again so we can check the alignment. After lapping, we see that the points do in fact meet in the center, both horizontally or vertically and horizontally.